Good evening, everyone. It is 7 o'clock. I will call the meeting to order. Does anybody have any additions to the agenda? If not, does anybody wish to move that we accept the agenda as presented? Moved by Councillor Hill, seconded by Councillor Godin. All those in favor? Are there any declarations of conflict of interest? No. If not, we will go on to presentations, and there are none. At item 5, adoption of minutes. 5.1, September 27, 2023, regular council meeting. Any comments or questions on the 27th? If not, does anybody wish to make the motion? Moved by Councillor DeVoe, seconded by Councillor Comeau. All those in favor? Against? Motion carried. 5.2, October 4th, 2023, Council in Committee meeting. Any questions or comments? If not, does anybody wish to make the motion? Moved by Councillor Hill, seconded by Councillor Godin. All those in favor? Okay, item 6, business arising from previous meetings. We have nothing. The warden's activity report is not here. He will do it at the next meeting. Official statements. Does anybody have any? No. Okay. Item 9, correspondence. So we have nothing there. Item 10, the Chief Administrative Officer's report. Thank you, Mr. Deputy Warden. I just want to go through quickly over some major activities. The first is the Clare Health Center. We finally had confirmations to get the steel. It will arrive next Monday. So we should be able to frame the exterior walls. The framing will take about 2 weeks to complete. Once the steel is here, they can go up rather quickly. The rest of the slab for the second floor will be poured on in October. It is the roof. So this is for the 31st of October. The work inside are still taking place. The building, I mentioned already that the plan is to have it weather tight by the mid-December, and the cladding should start at the end of December, but it will probably be pushed and will not be finished by January. In terms of the budget for the project, it is going well. We had some contingencies in the budget, and we are still in one shape presently. There were not many delays, but until now everything is going well. For the Veterans Center, we will talk about it in camera this evening under contract. For the sidewalk in Metegan, I am happy to say that the plans have been approved by Nova Scotia Public Works. I had the letter last week on October 12th. Essentially, it confirms the conditions that will be included in our permit. We have a meeting. After we had the letter, we had a quick meeting with Public Works just to clarify a few points, but essentially it is to establish the conditions that are there. Because of it's a project like ours, there is a cost for the permit. It is $25,000, but it is reimbursable when the project is finished. They have to wait for a year to make sure if the work is still in good shape after the winter. So we have sent a check for $25,000, and we will be reimbursed. The project is to go in tender this year in the winter and start the construction next spring. For the extension of our sewer system on Sunset Road, as you know, we hired a manager for the project and an engineer. We will have a meeting with them on the 23rd of October, which is next Monday. And there again, for the sidewalks, in terms of the deadlines, we will go to tender this fall and start the work in the spring if possible. The project for the Wentworth Park is going well. They started pouring cement last week. It was earlier, but it's a good thing. And the washrooms and the shelters will be installed afterwards. We did not receive the equipment for the playground, but we should have the equipment by the end of September, and we did not receive it yet. So we should receive it soon, so we can finish the project. We plan to have the project finished in November. I did not have the chance to go see, but some staff members have gone, and they are impressed with the work that was done so far. The Clare Argyle Acadian project, that's our signage. We have 40 signs in the municipality. The project is now completely financed. We have received funds from the federal government, and the project is for the research for the signs with Denise Saunier Design. The design themselves is being developed with Chris Abbott, and I am told that the production of the text will start soon, and that will need until the end of the fall to complete, and it is coming up. For the track and field at St. Anne's, and specifically the lighting, I was told that there were delays. I am not sure of the reasons for the delay, but there was a meeting on the site yesterday with the contractor, suppliers, and others, and the new deadline will come out. I don't have all the details yet on the cause, but from what I understand, we are looking at least the 1st of December before everything is completed, or at the latest early December. So I hope it'll be before then, but if I have any other news, I will share it with you. For the Hectanuga Fire Hall, the heat pumps have been installed. We are presently painting. The comfort center is about 70% complete, and we will purchase a refrigerator and a stove and a hood for the kitchen. The only item that is delaying is the flooring. We hope to do that this month, but the soonest that we can get it done is the 1st of November. So it is booked for the 1st. Apart from that, everything is going well. We are waiting for a launch of a project that is launched every year that can cover 80% the cost of a generator through EM Nova Scotia. So we are waiting for news from that project to make sure that the Hectanuga Fire Hall is equipped with a generator in case of emergency, because it is also a comfort center. For that project, we hope to have it complete in November. So it is going well. For our cultural hub, the 4 heat pumps have been installed on the first floor. The installation of the biggest heat pump as a commercial unit, which will be on the second floor, will start at the beginning of November. To install it, we had to do all the duct work and go into the attic. So in the summer it is warm, but now it is starting to get.
Okay. Finally, for our finances, on the 13th of October, the municipality had 5,200,215 in its operational fund. 1,003,607 in its capital fund, and a total reserve balance of 2,781,226. The total reserve can be the operation reserve is 1,769,511. The reserve capital 12,927. The landfill closure reserve 351,980, and the gas tax reserves 646,000 in for 808. That's my report. Are there any questions on this report? If nobody has any questions, we're gonna go to item number 11, building permits with Councillor Hill.
The building activity report is of the end of September 2022. We had 225 permits issued for a value of construction of $13,400,000. And the end of September of this year, we had 184 permits with a value of construction of $16,300,000. I thought last year was very good, but this is even better. We're going in the right direction with this.
Thank you, Councillor Hill. Are there questions on this item? If not, we will go to number 12, 12.1, motion to write a letter of support for the Far Out Festival. Thank you. I received a letter from Jason Sonia, who's president of the Far Out Festival, asking council to write a letter of support that will be used to accompany their grant proposal to Heritage Canada and other people who were, except for their heritage. It will be to help pay for artists from outside who will come and play here. This is something that we have done in previous years for the Far Out Fest and other groups. My recommendation would be that council will do a motion to write this letter of support for the Far Out Festival. Are there questions regarding this request? Councillor Deveau. I move that the Council for the Municipality of the District of Clare send a letter of support to the Far Out Festival as part of their funding application to Canadian Heritage. Anybody want to second this? Seconded by Councillor Hill. All those in favour? Against? Motion carried. 12.2, motion to write a letter of support to the Clare Bluegrass Festival. Essentially, it's the same letter for the same reasons, but a different organization. This one has a bit different because we've been asked to include in the letter that the organization is respecting the municipal bylaws with their event. It is true we don't have any problems, so we'll include that in the letter. So essentially, it's to accompany their grant request. This is something we've done for this group also in the past, and it's an organization that we have supported in the past, and I recommend again that we write a letter of support for them. Are there questions or comments on this one? If not, would somebody do conseiller comme I move that the Council for the Municipality of the District of Clare send a letter of support to the Clare Bluegrass Association as part of their funding application to Canadian Heritage. Somebody want to second this motion? Seconded by Councillor Deveau. All those in favour? Motion carried. 12.2. To avoid a tender for a generator and building for wastewater lift station. Thank you. In our capital budget of this year, we had budgeted an amount of $80,000 for the buying a generator and building to put the generator in. This is before the new municipality, the new villa was constructed. What has happened if there is a if we there is a power outage, there's a portable generator that you can use, but the lift station is a key station for our system. So what happens if, when we must be really quick to displace the generator to this station, and sometimes this is difficult. Now with the new villa that has been built, there is more pressure on our system, so it's more important for this lift station to work, especially when there are power outages. So we thought it would be better to put something more permanent on the list, and with the permission of the villa, we have foreseen a placement for this building to put the wire for the generator in a permanent place. So we have launched a tender. We received 3 submissions. They varied from 103,000 to 129,000. This being said, it's higher than we had budgeted, but since it is so important to have this infrastructure present, we should to do a Corning Electric from Pleasant Lake, and we're accepting the cheaper tender. This money was based by what was previously called the gas tax. So if you agree, it would be the recommendation of the staff and myself to accept the submission of Corning Electric Limited, the amount of 103,713 plus HST. Do we need a motion to? Is there somebody? Are there questions or comments on this item? Is somebody want to do the motion? Councillor Hill.
I move that the council for the municipality of the District of Clare accept the proposal from Corning Electric Limited for the generator and building for the wastewater lift station in the amount of $103,713 plus HST, and that these funds be taken from the municipality's Canada Community Building Fund Reserve.
Quelqu'un qui veut appuyer la motion? Conseiller Doucet, tout en faveur? Oui. Contre? Appuyé. 12.4. Motion pour accorder une soumission. Excavation pour l'installation d'une conduite sous pression de 2 pouces.
Plus tôt cet été, on avait approuvé une motion, je pense que c'était au mois de juin, pour accepter l'offre de Split Pine Construction pour passer une ligne de conduite de 2 pouces, une sewer line de 2 pouces, sous le Peter Dugas Road pour le descendre jusqu'il y a un progrès de logement qui est en train de se faire à l'heure actuelle. So, Split Pine, ils sont venus, ils ont commencé à driller sous le Peter Dugas. Mais à cause c'était pas la roche solide, c'était de la petite roche. Quand ils sortent la drill, ça collapse essentiellement. On a réussi quand même à le driller et passer notre conduite, notre ligne de conduite. C'est une ligne de conduite. Notre conduite essentiellement. On a réussi à le passer sous le Peter Dugas. Mais à cause de la petite roche, le drilling, ça travaillait mal. Alors, le monsieur a dit vraiment, à cause que c'est de la petite roche comme ça, vous seriez better off avec un excavator. Il dit, mon drill, c'est pas vraiment nécessaire. So, puis on était d'accord. On a vu qu'est-ce que c'était. So, essentiellement, il nous a seulement chargé. On avait passé une motion de 16 300 pour le travail à Split Pine. Mais le monsieur nous a seulement chargé 8 875 pour essentiellement le travail qu'il avait fait. Puis il nous avait recommandé d'embaucher un excavator pour finir le reste. So, ça étant dit, avons sorti un appel d'offres, une demande de soumission plutôt, pour voir s'il y avait quelqu'un qui serait intéressé à faire le travail. On a seulement reçu une soumission. C'était de DeVos Dirtworks Limited, mais c'était à l'intérieur du montant qu'on avait de reste pour le programme. Leur soumission était à 4 950 plus TVH. Et d'après le montant qu'on avait budgété, on avait jusqu'à 5 425. Alors, le montant, c'est certainement un montant qui travaille bien avec notre budget. C'est une compagnie qu'on a fait affaire avec avant. Ils font du bon travail. Alors, ma recommandation, ça serait qu'on accepte leur soumission au montant de 4 950 pour finir le petit mètre de travail qui nous reste à faire sur le Peter Digg Road.
Y a des questions, commentaires sur la motion?
Any questions on the motion? Sorry. We'll start again. Any comments or questions on the motion? If not, does anybody wish to make the motion? Conseiller Como? I move that the Council of the Municipality of the District of Clare accept the proposal from Devos Dirt Works Limited for the excavation and installation of a second pressure line in the amount of $4,950 plus HST, and that these funds be taken from the municipality's Canada Community Building Reserve Fund. Anybody wish to second that? Councillor Como? Against? Motion carried. Item 13, we have we still have 12.5. I'm going too fast. A motion to send a letter to the Minister of Fisheries and the Coast Guard. Thank you. As you remember, when we had the crisis on the fishing in 2020, the 11 municipalities of southern Nova Scotia got together to talk with the provincial and federal governments to express our concerns, not only to have a dialogue on what was happening on the water. Recently, some municipalities in Shelburne County have asked if there was an interest to write a letter to the new Minister of Fisheries, Diane Boutillier, to congratulate her for her new role, but also to restart the dialogue and establish the links that we had. We had Joyce Murray, the other minister, and Bernadette Jordan, the minister before her. But a letter was circulated, written by the municipality of Shelburne, congratulating Mrs. Le Boutillier for her nomination as minister and asking to restart the discussions with the department here in Southwestern to express our concerns, what we would like to see, and as I said, to meet her in person to have that dialogue. A second letter was also written to her parliamentary secretary, Mike Kellaway. We have met him before, but essentially it's to let him know of the letter that was sent to the minister, and inviting him also to accompany her to a meeting here with the 11 municipalities. So far, all the municipalities are signers of the letter. The only one that we didn't get is the Digby Council. They met last night to discuss it. Every other municipalities decided to sign the letter, so they are waiting for our reply, and it is my recommendation. If you have read the letters, it is there is nothing risque or in the language that we use. We just want to open a dialogue to share what we see here in our community, especially regarding the public safety and the economic impact. These are two aspects we are looking at. So it is my recommendation that we sign this letter, and if you agree, we need a motion from the council to sign the letter. Any questions or comments on the motion? If not, does anybody wish to make the motion? Councillor Gadet. I move that the Council for the Municipality of the District of Clare approve the proposed letters to the Minister of Fisheries, Oceans and the Canadian Coast Guard, the Honourable Diane Leboutillier, and the Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Fisheries, Oceans and Canadian Coast Guard, Mr. Mike Callaway, regarding the ongoing lobster dispute in St. Mary's Bay. Does anybody wish to second the motion? Councillor DeVoe, all those in favour? Against? Motion carried. Now we will go on to 13, closed session. 13.1, contract negotiations. 13.2, personnel matters. Before we adjourn, for the people on the air, the next regular council meeting will be Wednesday, November 15th, 2023. So we need a motion to go in camera. Councillor Doucet, seconded by Councillor Como. Good evening, everyone.